Is it the case that the decade 2000 to 2010 was the hottest on record?
It's entirely possible.
I'm asking whether is it? I mean, those people like NASA and so on have expressed a view about it. Is it?
Well, I mean, you know, it's always been a funny way of expressing things.
What's a straightforward question? Is it yes or no?
The answer is, if it is an increasing until then and stopped.
I'm asking whether the decade.
Yeah,
2000
but I'm saying you're posing.
Is it? I'm just asking a straightforward, practical question. Is it the case that the decade 2000 to 2010 was the hottest on record?
Of course it is.
Okay. Now it's interesting that you're using that as evidence that somehow global warming is stopped. That we've just gone through the hottest decade of all time, and this apparently
hottest record of the last 150 years.
That actually global warming is not taking place. Anyway, we'll pass on.
We haven't argued that.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying something that doesn't make sense.
Oh, so it is continuing. Either it is or it isn't.
I mean, how should I put it? On a certain smoothing level, you can say it's continuing. It hasn't done anything for 15 years.
Except we just had the hottest ever decade.
Well, if it had been increasing until then that decade will be the hottest.
If I'm just clocked driving my car at 90 miles an hour, faster than I've ever driven before, I don't find that convincing evidence. I haven't broken the 70-mile speed limit. I just don't find that very convincing.
Yeah,
anyway,
but you're saying two in contradictory statements.
No, I think you are, actually. You're saying, yes, we have just had the hottest decade on record, but actually, no, there's no global warming taking place anymore. That trend has stopped.
No, nobody has said that.
He can answer. The professor can answer the question.
Say that.
No, nobody said that.
Okay, so it's continuing.
No.
Well, either it's stopped or it's continuing.
Well,
one or the other.
then you better use the right terms for each. If you're saying you're taking the 16-year smoothing average, then it's continued. If you're saying that the last 16 years are looked at in their own right, they haven't been increasing. If you say that it was increasing until the last 16 years, so that we're now at the peak and now it's leveled off, that level is still going to be at the level of the highest temperature. It's perfectly clear what each of these statements makes, is saying, but when you confuse them to be saying different things, then I don't know where to pick up.
Well, I'm just simply saying, it seems to me that the evidence we've just had the hottest ever decade doesn't seem conclusive proof that global warming has come to an end. Doesn't seem to me to be that.
Nobody is saying
Good,
that.
I'm glad you're not. Robert.
And you're withdrawing the statement that they had, are you, Chairman?
No, I'm not. I was just trying to get clarification. I was just trying to get clarification that I thought Professor Lindzen was trying to say global warming, that the upward trend has come to an end. I thought that's what he was saying.
Well,
He didn't say
never
that.
said it's come to an end. We say for the last 16 years it hasn't increased.
I don't think you get much further. I'm happy to be judged by what's on the record. Robert.